Hello, fellow adventurers and collectors, Filmaholic here. Today's episode is pretty much going to be showcasing the various pickups that I've gotten recently. So the common theme amongst these pickups this time around is that these were unplanned and essentially just spur of the moment kind of things, and I just so happened to be in the right place at the right time. So, as you'll see here in the first feature is that there's this giant box. Now mind you, I was on eBay one late night and I just so happened to come across this listing for a lot of 1/6 scale figures, and something I recommend doing when you're on eBay or what have you is looking at these lots and just going over what they have, because suffice to say, I found one of my grail pieces in this lot. Now, if you're familiar with Damn Toys and their line of combat girls, you know how rare this figure is and how hard it is to come by nowadays, so suffice to say, I was quick to hit that buy it now option. So yeah, essentially I bought this entire lot just for this one figure, and the way things shook out, I pretty much just paid $20 for it. So I was happy to pay that much. So with that said, I finally have a figure that I've always wanted, and I cleaned it up and I added some of my own pieces as well, because unfortunately she wasn't complete, but that's fine with me. A lot of my figures don't come complete, so that is what it is. So with that said, if you're not familiar with the Combat Girl line, it's Damn Toys' attempt at creating, female operators, and unfortunately I don't think they're really keeping up with it as they originally planned. A lot of the characters are based off the zodiac signs, and I think the most recent release was Pisces, and that was about it. Gemini was their first release into this type of theme, and I think there was 2 different versions of each release. There's Vicky, and then this one is Zona, I believe, or I might be getting that backwards, but regardless, they're basically the same head sculpt, but with different changes in the gear and the type of hair that they have. Like, I think the alternate version of this one has longer hair, but I was totally fine with the short hair on this one, so yeah, having it in hand, it's definitely nice to have, and I will admit I wish the pants were a little bit longer, but that's something that I can't fix later on. But regardless, it's a great piece, and I'm glad I finally have it. And again, I utilized some of the pieces in the lot to kind of fill out some of my other figures. I should mention this body was provided by a good friend of mine, so I really appreciate him looking out for me and trying to help out the collection. So thanks again, man, I truly appreciate it. So I just added a little bit of detail to this figure. I wasn't entirely sure which directions to take this one, but something I'm quickly noticing is that I'm running out of shoes for these female customs, so that's something that I have to look for in the future. But whenever I get a chance, I try to buy lots, because the way things shake out, it's just cheaper to get parts that way. Now, going along with the theme of random finds, I went to a flea market that happened to be a little bit of ways away from me, but I've always had some good luck there, and fortunately enough, it proved to pay off, because I found one of these 1/6 scale Tonka vehicles, and not only that, I found 2. And this second one here was intriguing because I've never seen this one before, and upon doing research, I guess Tonka did a collaboration with Chevron and released a couple vehicles, but never knew they made a 1/6 scale Bronco out of one. So this was a nice find, and I was actually going to just buy the Chevron Bronco, but the guy threw out an offer for this other one as well, so I figured it'd be a good parts piece, but if anything, I can always customize it and make it my own too. So yeah, this was just something that came up randomly, and suffice to say, if there's one thing you get from this video is that you just got to be constantly looking and trying new ways to look for these items, not necessarily just sticking to what you know. So thinking outside the box and actually doing some investigation does help in the long run. So with that said, I appreciate you guys checking this short video out, and I truly appreciate you guys watching. So if you feel so inclined, if you like the content, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. I'll catch you all next time.